It's Week 15 of the National Football League, and all eyes are on Saquon Barkley.
The byes are over. It's now a 4-week spread to the finish, and we are underway here in Week 15. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. And the Giants ready to go now on offense. And under center is the man in possession of a new contract for 2023 and beyond. In his 5th season now, Daniel Jones.
And I thought in last week's game, he found a way to win like a good pitcher without his best stuff. I mean, he did throw 2 interceptions, offset by 1 touchdown pass. Not the ratio, not the numbers you're really looking for as a QB. But finding a way to win, that's all that really matters.
Jones throw complete here to Waller. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. 0 hesitation that time. That was get ball, throw ball.
Yeah, turn into a smoke route. If you see the coverage off the receiver, doesn't matter whether you call it a run or not. Just take the ball, get it out to him.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Now Jones. Looking again for Waller, and he's got him again. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
They'll run for the first time with Saquon Barkley. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. First down for the Giants as they pick up 12.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains, that one for 14 yards and another first. Throwing Jones to Barkley on the check down. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. And a penalty accepted, and they move the ball forward. After the penalty, they go with Barkley. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. When you look at the Saints defense, we know they're going to be tough to throw on. Top 3 in the NFL defending the pass.
They may be ranked 3rd against the pass in the league, but they're the best that I've seen so far. Sometimes the numbers don't tell the full story.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. This defense for the Saints, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 13-yard line. And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs. On 1st and 10, Jones delivering another one here to Darren Waller. He's got it again. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Well, they're not hiding who their central focus is on offense. Charles, he already now has 4 receptions here on this opening drive.
And I know people who are watching the game are thinking, did they forget about him in the defensive game plan? But it's actually been the opposite. They're giving him a lot of attention, but he's been very creative and savvy in his route running and finding seams and openings in order to create these completions.
3rd down just got a lot tougher. That will officially go as a loss of 7.
Those big ends don't really care what the play call is. Big pass, RPO, handoff, whatever. Their job, get behind the line of scrimmage every play and run down whoever has the ball. Mission accomplished there.
On third down. Barkley. And he will not be able to get the first as he can get this only down to the 5. It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves him looking at a fourth down. Here's Nick Folk now on for the field goal. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Folk's kick is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
After the made field goal, back out is Nick Folk to kick this one off. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. So here come the Saints now for their first drive. Commanding this unit will be the 6'2 quarterback out of BYU. It's Taysom Hill.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yards with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. That good for 22 and a first down. They went with the nickel look defensively, so they had 5 defensive backs in there. Didn't help them stop the run.
Yeah, I love that, the nickel look. 5 cents, 5 DBs. But what also happens then? You take a big body off the field in order to insert that guy. So you're taking a big off for a little. And oftentimes you can run the football effectively against that defense.
Play fake. Hill. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted.
It's week 15 of the National Football League, and all eyes are on Saquon Barkley. He's coming off a great week, reaching triple digits in yards with a collection of touchdowns. It's the Giants and the Saints just ahead on EA Sports.
We are down on the bayou as you get a look inside the Caesars. The byes are over. It's now a 4-week sprint to the finish, and we are underway here in week 15. This fielded right at the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. First go on offense for the Giants under the guidance of Daniel Jones, the former Duke Blue Devil.
I still remember when he was drafted, there was a little bit of controversy about how high he was selected by the New York Giants. But his talents were revealed. He can make every throw in the book. Surprisingly good athlete. As long as he takes care of the football, doesn't turn it over, he can really make plays.
And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Simply not much more you can ask out of your running back. Over 100 yards and the 3 touchdowns.
And for an old coot like me, I loved it because he did it on the ground. A running back taking control of the game. That's what I like to see.
Hold on. An old coot?
Coot, C-O-O-T.
All right, I'll look that up later. 2nd and 8 coming from the 19. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. You look at this Saints defense, currently #1 in the NFL against the run.
And being able to set the tone early in this game, because when you get down to it, it's that sign that we saw in their football facility when we visited with them. The one that said no explosives, no big...
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Brian Brzee fought in and got him down.
Tremendous read and reaction by the defensive tackle, and frankly, partner, it's not that often the DTs have that type of easy access back to the quarterback. Never brought the play-action fake.
This one goes out wide for Barkley. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. On to punt, Jamie Gillan. Deep for New Orleans is Rashid Shaheed. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 15. It'll be a net of only 30 here. 40-yard punt, 10 on the return. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. Leading him out, the quarterback from BYU, standing at 6'2", and that's Taysom Hill.
This guy's leadership is so important to how this offense functions. He doesn't shrink from any moments on game day, and everything he does with confidence. He sets the example in practice, off the field, and is the guy leading everyone out for each possession.
And Shaheed going to go in motion. They begin with a run by Miller. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down. The numbers for Miller in last week's ball game. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches who are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
Here's Hill now on second down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Well, this defense for the Giants, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Throwing on third down, Hill.
It's Week 15 of the National Football League, and all eyes are on Saquon Barkley. He's coming off a great week, reaching triple digits in yards with a collection of touchdowns. It's the Giants and the Saints, and it comes your way next.
The byes are over. It's now a 4-week sprint to the finish, and we are underway here in Week 15. And he returns this to the 22. The former number 6 overall pick of 2019, Daniel Jones, trots out to lead this New York Giants offense.
We knew about the great mind coming out of Duke, and we saw the athletic ability and the potential. Watching it all come together and get better with each passing year, that's been fun. He can throw it deep, throw it short, and, of course, take off out of the pocket and beat you with his legs as well.
Jones looking to throw it on the first play. That's complete. He's got it. Oh, right away, he lost the football. And one of the linebackers has got it. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
As you and I both know, one reason teams script plays to start a game is so they can practice them ahead of time. I will guarantee you that fumble was not in the script.
You don't think they had fumble written next to play one there?
No, that was never in the script because they want to have good memories when they go into a ball game, not something that could have gone wrong.
So here are the Saints now with great starting field position. They'll be led out by Taysom Hill, the very versatile quarterback out of Brigham Young.
And so often when you've stolen a possession, as they just did there,
on the first play,
picking up the fumble, the natural inclination is to attack, go after them big. Sometimes what you just want to do is put the ball in the hands of one of your best players in one of their favorite plays and establish your dominance that way.
Previous play.
And now before the ball changes hands, we're going to take a look at...
After review of the play, ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. The fumble on first down now. Here's second down. They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley, and he'll be corralled right around the 34. It's a gain of 11 and a Giant first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll bring up second down. So they give up the completion there, but defensively, Charles, you're going up against a quarterback here who's had some moments, but really a lot of ups and downs in the early part of his career. What's the plan against a guy like this?
Well, you want to rattle him first and foremost. Bring some people at him, a couple extra guys in the pocket, see if he can handle it. The second thing, you want to make him think. Show him one look, go to another, disguise a few things, make him throw into what you call your defensive traps, and try and make some good plays on the ball and get a few takeaways.
A gain there of 21 yards. Well, the first drive here and the first time that we've called the big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter because that'll draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers will get involved as this game goes on.
And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. But yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go that sometimes the execution isn't there.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. That's the former Buckeye Pete Werner getting the sack.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is third down. Back to throw. Jones. And that is incomplete.
Nice call by the defense there on third down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And the Giants are off now to a 3-0 lead. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. A first down carry now for Miller. And shedding the tackle and now some room. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Marking down at the 49. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. They had a chance to limit his yardage, but he was able to fight off that tackle.
So it's not just the responsibility of the guys who missed the tackles along the way. It's all 11 on defense. Able to stop this guy. Unable to do it on that play. They've got to find a way. How about his ability to break through and gain that yardage?
And he'll manage to break a tackle and get this forward for a couple. It'll be second down. A look at the numbers from last week for Miller. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches who are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
Second down and 8. Here's Hill. Downfield, and he's got Olave. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. The big gainer there on the catch and run. 37 yards.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. Second and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. Second and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
On second down, here's Miller. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. Third down and 9.
An awful lot of congestion in the middle third of the field, but how about our defensive tackle right there? He didn't just hold the line. He provided some push and smacked the ball carrier down for a loss.
Hill now to throw. Tries the left side and finds Olave. And good sideline-to-sideline tackling there as they're going to get him down a couple yards short of the first. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that's going to bring up a fourth down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. Third down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
They run. It's Kamara. And he is in for a score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, his second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official.
After review of the play, ruling on the field is reversed.
So take away the touchdown. The officials rule he did not get the football to break the plane. Nothing after 1 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession as they go to work on a 1st and goal. Miller is in. Touchdown, New Orleans. So it's a pretty good season he's putting together running the football. That now 10 rushing touchdowns on the year.
And we know this is a passing league, and those numbers throwing the football, they seem to go up and up every year. But there's still something to having a reliable back you can count on in the red zone to bring things home for you. And that's what he's been doing all season long.
After the touchdown, here's Grupe to kick this one away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
So the Giants getting the football back here for their second drive. You know, Charles, season winding down, time to maybe look ahead to the offseason. What do you see these guys going after either in the draft or free agency?
Well, with the season that they're having, just about every position is up for grabs right now. No one is really safe, but the focal point's always the quarterback position. And he may be auditioning to try and stay with his own current team. I think he's auditioning for the rest of the league to try and find a spot because I think this team is looking for a new quarterback.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Now that's how you start to get back in the good graces of your head coach. Remember, he fumbled on the last possession. How about the faith they showed him, giving him the ball again, and he repaid him, picking up a first down.
Encroachment, defense.
A little eager there coming in from his outside linebacker position.
You think the hard count got him there?
Yes.
Maybe that extra hut, you know, that extra emphasis on it, got him to jump, and they picked up 5 yards.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. Looking to throw. Jones. A short throw pulled in by Bellinger. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Short completion, just 4 yards. And that'll give him a short yardage situation here for second down. They'll give it to Barkley off the option play. Nice little juke. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 59 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Catch made here by Campbell. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be second down. To throw. Jones. Waller taking it in over the middle. And the Giants are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Now from the 9, here's second and goal. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. Third down. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of a story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew covered, and they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Brian Brzee with a big-time sack on third down. It's a loss of 7. Here's Nick Folk now on for the field goal. A 33-yarder from the left hash. And the 38-year-old vet able to split the uprights. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to draw them a bit closer here in this second quarter.
Yeah, nice snap, nice hold. They just want to keep this game close, so give them credit for finishing that one off with 3.
After the made field goal, back out is Nick Folk to kick this one off. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit with play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and that will bring up second down. Now it's Hill. He gets it complete to A.T. Perry. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 39 yards there, a big one. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Out of the pistol look, it's Miller. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Now a 2nd and 2. To throw is Hill. This is caught. Touchdown. Chris Olave. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. As his guys are able to extend their lead.
Brandon, what we just saw there were 2 guys who were in sync. The person delivering the ball, but especially the person running the route. Tremendous job. It results in a terrific play.
Grouping for the extra point. It's up. It's good. Our score, 14-6. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it was Chris Olave who finished things off with a touchdown. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. Now, the ground game's been good, but they're losing here in the second quarter. Can they use that ground game maybe to work the air attack a little bit more?
I think so, because now you can throw play action off of being able to run the ball effectively. And oftentimes you might want to just swing your back out of the backfield, get the ball in his hands in open space.
And now off to the races down the right side. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Any questions of how they'd approach this drive were answered right there. They come out throwing, and they get a nice pickup here toward the end of the first half.
Jones on 1st and 10. A short one here secured by the tight end Waller. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up second down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
From the 40 now on second down. Jones throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Had an open man that time, man. They're putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That is caught. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Another good completion on the drive as the Giants have a first down. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
Again, he'll drop to throw. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. Here now, 2nd and 4. They'll look to throw again. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Campbell. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. On 2nd and goal, Jones. He throws it on the move but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them at the end zone as the first half winds down.
The Folks' kick is good, and that'll get the lead down to 5. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
So it's halftime here in New Orleans with the Saints out in front. As we send you on over to Orlando.
All right, we'll bypass the halftime show in favor of returning to this late season game with the teams coming back from the locker rooms here a bit early.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter.
As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They've reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
when they went to the tunnel with a lead, they come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half. Defensively, we always know that he is tough and run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Now a deep ball here, hauled in just past the 50. Down the left sideline. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. 74 yards. And the Saints come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter.
I think if you pulled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize. To adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field, and that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control, and how about the end result? A touchdown.
After the touchdown, here's Grupe to kick this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
From the 31, here's a 2nd down and 9. Jones fakes the give to Barkley. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Isaiah Foskey has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Short throw going to be caught by Waller. That'll give him 8 that time. And that'll bring up 4th down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44. And out will come the offense as they take over. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Hill. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
Now a 2nd and 10. And they'll run it from the gun with Miller. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Here's Hill. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
33 yards is the distance on the punt there, and it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. New York set to take the field. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Now this pass into the hands of Saquon Barkley, and he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. Now Jones. Throw right side going to be caught by Waller. And he's got this down to the 35. 17 yards and a Giant 1st down. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Meanwhile, Jones' throw complete here to Waller. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 21. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains. A first down carry for Barkley. Shreds the tackle. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 81 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Barkley will score. Touchdown, New York. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The New Orleans offense set to take over. Still enjoying the lead here in the 3rd quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Pretty good first down play. Keeps them ahead of schedule, as they say.
And ostensibly, they could go right back to it because there are multiple options on this play. Hand it inside, quarterback tucks it and keeps it, quarterback throws the ball downfield. You should be able to react to the defense and have an option available on every snap.
We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holiday. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Saints. They'll be looking to expand their lead here. They've got the football as we start the 4th. From the gun, here's Hill. Underneath for Miller. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. That one a first down pickup of 8.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. He'll pick up 7 there on the first down keeper.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it. And while he didn't get a first down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
They'll give it up the middle to Miller. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. On 2nd down, here's Hill. And the
the giant rush gets home as down he goes.
Bobby Okereke running in and bringing him down.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Let's go, Brandon. We on it, baby.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Back to throw, Hill. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
35 yards that time on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
And New York set to take the field.
Their defense accomplished step one of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth quarter lead.
They'll start out on the ground, and Saquon Barkley. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Tyrann Mathieu showing off a bit on that stop. Really nice tackle for loss.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 99 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here. Throwing, Jones.
He's got the rookie from Tennessee, Jalen Hyatt.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
On 2nd and 10, Jones. That ball caught by Campbell. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York.
Paris Campbell, 32 yards. And the Giants have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And he is not going to get in here, but there is a flag down, however. And it looked like someone might have come across a little early. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Jones throwing for it.
And he's got it. So the 2-point conversion is good, and they add on to their fourth quarter lead. So they make the decision. They want a 3-point lead versus a 2-point lead, and they got it.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, it seems like the exact right thing to do. Put a little pressure on your defense, but the biggest thing now is you're making the other team chase you.
So all eyes on the Saints offense. Down by a field goal, just over 2 minutes to go. They'll have one play here just north of the 2-minute warning.
On 1st and 10, Hill.
It's Week 15 of the National Football League, and all eyes are on Saquon Barkley. He really helped drive them a week ago with a 3-touchdown game.
The byes are over. It's now a 4-week sprint to the finish, and we are underway here in Week 15. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25.
So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game.
They're brought out by a fifth-year pro coming off a career season as a passer and a runner. It's Danny Dimes, Daniel Jones.
Every time he leads his team out, there's no questioning he's put the work in to earn his place in the NFL. There's no shortage of stories we've heard throughout his career about the effort he puts in to be in this spot. And that motivates everybody on his team.
They begin with a run by Barkley. And he'll hope that this is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. Looking to throw. Jones. A short one here secured by the tight end Waller. So the completion gets him just a yard. And 3rd and 8 now.
You look at the Saints defense.
Currently #1 in the NFL against the run.
And this game for them is all about the line of scrimmage. Winning that battle, using their leverage, being the low man with power to take the offensive linemen and run them back into their own backfield and try and create some lost yardage plays.
On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. Back deep, Rashid Shaheed.
Eight yards on the return following a punt of 41.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
So here come the Saints now for their first drive. Orchestrating the offense, a man born back in 1990 in Pocatello, Idaho. That's Taysom Hill.
And when you watch him play, everything just looks like it comes so naturally to him. When he's dialed in and finds that zone, passes are crisp, he sees the field really well, and he takes charge as the leader of this offense.
And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40. The numbers for Miller in last week's ball game. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches who are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
Here's Hill. Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. A gain there of 21 yards.
And partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. And he's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
Here's Miller on the read option.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
The Saints at 9-4 now on the year. And they've been playing their best football of the year. Winners of 4 in a row.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
To throw on 2nd down is Hill. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, this defense for the Giants, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
Throwing on 3rd down, Hill.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 14. Give them 22 there on the 3rd down conversion.
Their first possession of the game, and they're already going after double coverage.
That's a nice completion that can set the tone for things to come if they're able to keep finding ways to beat what the defense is throwing at them. They look like they're confident that they can get it done.
They go back to the ground now with Miller. And he'll find his way down right around the 12.
Bobby Okereke making that tackle. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
They'll run it again with Miller. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. On 3rd down, Miller. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that's going to make it 4th down.
He handed it off there, but I don't really know if he would have kept it or tried to do anything else if it would have mattered.
Yeah, it's not always a wrong read when a play gets stacked up. Sometimes they're just at the line of scrimmage. There's just too many bodies to maneuver.
And as a result, now they're looking at a 4th down.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback.
So the Giants getting the football back here for their 2nd drive.
And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
Now Jones on first down.
Short throw going to be caught by Waller.
Call it a gain of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now you look at this Saints defense.
They were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
I was so proud of you in our meeting with the defensive coordinator because you asked the question that set him off. And all you said was, so what improvement do you need to see this week? Oh, boy, he got fired up, didn't he? Takeaways. We need turnovers. We got to create them. Got so animated, jumped up in our meeting. It was fun to watch.
Somehow I always upset a coordinator. Yeah. But they like you.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Giant football, and we're ready to begin the 2nd quarter as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Here's Jones to throw on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down. On is Jamie Gillen to punt this one away. Taking it about the 16. So a change of possession here on the punt.
New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their 2nd drive.
And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Now it's Kamara in the passing game.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. To throw is Hill. And incomplete on the deep ball. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They'll try to run for it with Miller. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
Holding offense.
All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
Third down.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
Now it's Hill. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. So on 4th down, on is Lou Hedley to punt for New Orleans. And back deep for the Giants is Dory Jackson. And a fair catch is taken here, a step or two inside the 45-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And New York set to take the field. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5. Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll go to Barkley again, fighting him off. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Here's a 2nd and 5. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback laying on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there.
And he'll go underneath here to Breida. And the Giants are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a 1st down.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Back to throw. Jones. Well, throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
Well, congratulations to them. They come through defensively with another stop. And let's face it, this secondary, they've gone unchallenged so far in the first half.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A terrific job there to keep him out of the end zone. And now it'll be 4th and goal. And the 38-year-old vet able to split the uprights. And that will tie us at 3-3.
So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point of drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense.
It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. A shotgun snap for Hill. Throw left side complete. That's Perry. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Here's Hill. Past the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's 2nd down. Throwing again is Hill.
Complete to Olave on the out route.
And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. They'll try and run for it with Miller. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Out of the gun, Hill.
Toward the pylon, but it's incomplete.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
Now Hill on 3rd and goal. Flush to his right. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Taysom Hill, touchdown number 15 of the year.
And the Saints will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. The point after, good by Grupe.
And the lead is now 10-3.
After the touchdown, here's Grupe to kick this one away. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. And the Giants with one final possession here in this first half.
And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Not wanting to take a chance this time. They'll keep it on the ground. And not much happening there as he'll get it back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Now the Saints will use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number one. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll be stopped short of the first down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. He did well to get him 8 yards, but it's still going to mean a call to the punt team on fourth down.
Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the third quarter.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick.
The Saints going to take over on offense to begin this third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
A run there on first down and a pretty good one at 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. There'll be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Here's Hill.
This one swung out to Williams.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
A first down carry now for Miller.
And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47.
11 more on that one and another first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
So the drive takes him into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 47. Now Hill.
Open man left side. Shaheed has it.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
That'll be taken in by Shaheed.
Touchdown, Saints. A great effort there. 36 yards.
And the Saints go up by 2 touchdowns. Groupie able to add the PAT.
And the lead is now 17-3.
After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half.
They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a 3-possession game.
From the 31, here comes 2nd and a yard.
Jones fakes the give to Barkley. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley.
2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 42 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. In need of only about the length of the football here on second down. A handoff to Barkley on the option. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Now Jones. That is caught downfield. It's Waller. And he'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Up the middle with Barkley. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And boy, now you see him, now you don't. Excellent move, nice run, winds up getting about 6. This 2nd and 4. Barkley, inside handoff. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal. They'll try and run forward Barkley. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal.
Well, sometimes I get caught in hyperbole, but I think they desperately need to punch this one in. They're running out of time.
Yeah, 2-score game, second half, you're down here. This is the time to put it in the end zone.
And not going to get much better than this for an opportunity.
We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Throwing Jones. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
Illegal touching. Offense.
Down in this one, they needed that score, but they'll have to hold at least for the time being.
You're exactly right. Points that they had to have. As you said, they have to regroup now and see if they can get them another way.
The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal. Desperation time now. Here's Jones. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And the Saints are going to get the ball back on the turnover. They hold on 4th and goal. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
Now here's a pass on 1st down. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on 1st down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
Here's 2nd and 10. Inside handoff now. Miller. And he'll be taken down at the 18. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah,
it's not a guy they want to see consistently. First target, first catch, and a first down.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here, down late, tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Bobby Okereke. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. A first down carry for Barkley. And they're knocking on the door now as a good run there. Going to take this to about the 10-yard line. So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10. Again, it's Barkley. Gets around him. Shifts by him.
Holding. Offense.
Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Now a throw left sideline here is complete. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. In motion right, Campbell. Now here's a fake on the jet sweep as they'll go instead with Barkley.
And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. He gets a good chunk of yards there, 8 all told, but they're still looking at a 4th down. Well, look at the clock. You're down 2 scores. Have to go for this, don't you?
And they thought that as soon as they took over possession. It didn't matter where they were on the field. They were always going to be in 4-down territory, backed up, in good situation. It didn't matter. So they've been preparing for that on their play sheet the entire time.
The 4th down pass from the 5 falls incomplete, and the Saints able to come up with a goal line stand.
And they'll begin by running the option.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line.
46 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously. But at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game.
Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race.
Well, he's going to step out of bounds all the way down at the 20.
A big-time play there for New Orleans. 49 yards. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. They'll give it up the middle to Miller. So it's Saints football. Set, and no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win.
Second down and 6 now. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
Ineligible receiver downfield.
A costly penalty there. A lineman got downfield, and for the moment, that cost him 6 points. Steps away to his left. And I think the ball's out. And this is going to kick out of bounds. Boy, a fortunate bounce or two there. They'll keep possession back inside the 10-yard line. Thankfully for the offense, a fortuitous bounce there on the fumble goes out of bounds because they're down here in the red zone. You don't want to lose one there.
You don't want to lose one, and the best part, because it went out of bounds, they retain possession, still have an opportunity to put points on the board.
Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
You got to be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Saints are closing in on win number 10 as they extend this fourth quarter lead. The point after, good by Grupe. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. After the touchdown, here's Grupe to kick this one away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Here's the Giant offense now making their way back out onto the field. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game is played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. Jones throw complete here to Waller. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. To throw again on second down. Jones has this complete to Daniel Bellinger. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Jones now throwing on first down. Pass is caught by Wan'Dale Robinson. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play. Looking to throw again on second down. Jones, he's going to take a shot for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And the Saints are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. And that one, Charles, is just going to about wrap up what was no doubt a dominating defensive performance.
Yeah, I don't care what team it is. I don't care who you play, whether they're strong offensively or not. Just giving up 3 points in the NFL, that's absolutely a dominant performance and one that they can build on.
And he'll find some space up to about the 25. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Here's 2nd and 3. And the Giant rush gets home as down he goes. Kayvon Thibodeaux, he beat the O-line and recorded the sack. We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away from pretty good yardage. At that time, they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they?
There he goes left side.
Ineligible receiver downfield.
So we race the flag. They decline it.
And did they use the big eraser, or was that the one at the end of the number 2 pencil?
Well, I was thinking like the 2x2 inch ones that you can buy and use an addition to the pencil.
And those last for
A long time.
no doubt.
So this one a victory here for New Orleans. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Saints, it's a 10th win of the year now as they move to 10-4, and they will hit the road.